short but strong. Yes, what can you do?
Should we do it again?
Yeah,
So good. Maybe Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
We deserve it one in Abu Dhabi.
Holy crap, you guys. I cannot even believe that I am reporting this news. But Charles the Bronx Oliveira has pulled out of his fight against Islam Makhachev next weekend at UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi. And stepping up on short notice is Alexander Volkanovski.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Yes, you guys, this is 100% confirmed.
Yes, all of that is true.
We're gonna break this all down, you guys. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe, letting me know your guys' thoughts. Now, right off the bat, I mean, this news came out of nowhere. We were getting reports from, reporters from UFC Espanol. We were getting reports from all different, places that, someone in Charles Oliveira's camp had come out and said that he had pulled out of the fight and that, the UFC were looking to put in Volkanovski instead. Literally no lie, 30 minutes later, the timing was crazy because Dana White had his press conference for, the final episode of the Contender series, and he went ahead and confirmed, the rumors and reports that Islam is now fighting Volkanovski. So apparently, per Dana White, what happened was that, Charles, cut his eyebrow open in sparring, getting prepared for his fight with Islam literally next weekend. And so obviously he can't travel to Abu Dhabi like that, let alone fight like that. Dana hops on the phone and sends one phone call to Volkanovski and immediately says yes. I mean, the balls on Volkanovski. I mean, wow. I'm at a loss for words right now. We went from one of the most highly anticipated rematches in UFC history to another highly anticipated rematch in UFC history, one that we just saw in Australia earlier this year with, Volk and Islam. And man, now instead of this happening in Australia, it's now going to be in Abu Dhabi, which is, supposed to be Islam's, backyard, his home game. And the storyline behind this, I mean, it's just going, back to Islam. Like, it's, first we were in Australia, we had that fight. Now we're going and we're going to do it in your backyard. I mean, Jesus Christ. And literally only 10 days away. It makes me wonder, like, there's just so many questions I have. Like, why did Volkanovski take this fight immediately? I mean, other than the fact that he's like, the BMF, like they gotta strip Gaethje of the BMF belt and give it to Volkanovski. But other than that, like, is Volkanovski coming in with a new game plan? He seems like so confident. Like, I feel like Volkanovski is gonna win this fight 100% based off the confidence he has to take this fight. Like, he immediately said yes, which has to let us know that he's either confident as hell or he knows something in a different preparation for Islam. Just so many questions regarding this. I wonder what Volkanovski's gonna say on why he is deciding to take this fight. We were just getting reports, like I just reported yesterday, how the UFC is looking to schedule Ilia Topuria versus Volkanovski, the defense of the 145 belt in January for Canada. So you gotta assume like that fight is completely scrapped now, which is another topic I'm sure we're gonna go over at a later date. And one that I have questions for is what happens with Mateusz Gamrot now? Is Mateusz still gonna be an extra backup, like an extra backup? I mean, he was announced as the official backup for the fight, and it's kind of interesting that we haven't necessarily heard anything from him, assuming that if Charles were to pull out, you would put Gamrot right in that place. So why did they go towards Volkanovski? I mean, obviously it is the bigger fight, but I can't help but feel kind of like we might be getting robbed of an experience, if that makes sense, because always could be that feeling that we're getting robbed of, you know, what we actually could be getting. Like, hear me out. Having Volkanovski prepare for Islam specifically, and Islam preparing for Volk, you know, etc., over the course of like a 12-week camp leading up to the fight, you know, them being at 100% for each other, that is completely different from Volkanovski taking this fight on 10 days notice. And who knows, you know, if, you know, I don't know, a situation where Islam just goes out there and smokes Volkanovski, if that happens, it'll be like, well, you know, Volk took the fight on 10 days notice, and there's a potential we won't see this fight, you know, take place again. So, you know, there's always going to be that scenario just because this fight is happening. You know, it could be very similar to the, you know, situation, you know, that happened earlier this year with Burns and Muhammad, where the fight didn't live to the expectation just because it was on such short notice compared to what the fight could have actually been. But man, oh man, you gotta feel so bad for Charles on this one, man. Literally just a couple days away from potentially getting back his belt. That, you know, has to suck. Nonetheless, though, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what direction the UFC wants to go in with Charles, you know, just because, you know, I don't know if they're going to want to reschedule that fight. I mean, he is a really big star, and the only other person, you know, in line for a next title shot would be Justin Gaethje, which he holds a victory over, a very recent one. So, I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot of questions right now, but man, this is such exciting news. We got Islam versus Volk happening in 10 days, the rematch of rematches. Man, oh man, I can't wait. Please, you guys, drop a like down below. Please, you guys, comment and then also subscribe. Let me know who you guys have in the rematch. I'm gonna make another video breaking this all down, you guys. So long, peace.